Let me just talk about genius zones for a second, and then we're going to do an exercise around it. So, a genius zone, sometimes also called by some authors and experts a unique ability. Okay. And we were talking earlier, like there's a lot of things you could do and you could do well. That might be a zone of excellence. Okay. Like you can do it really well and be successful. A genius zone is like one level further. Okay. Where you uniquely are among the best because of who you are, some of your innate talents, some of the experiences you've had in the past, and some of the skills that you have, and and different things. So, a couple different ways to think about it. Like, hey, what are the things that when you're doing it, you really get in a state of flow or get in the zone, right? So you can start thinking about that. That state where you sort of lose track of time and you're just like really in it, right? Another way to think about it is like a set of combinations, almost like a Venn diagram, right? Of some of your experiences, your innate talents, the skills you've built over time. And when you look at those in combination, there are very few people in the world who are like you. I mean, all of us are unique. My mom always told me that I'm one of a kind. But there's some truth to that, right? And the experiences you've had and the things that you've done and how you've grown and therefore some of the things that you can do and create and influence are unique, right? So how would we uncover that in a way to um, to leverage for a couple of reasons you want to do this. So one, if you can spend more time in flow and in your genius zone, your satisfaction is going to be quite high. You're going to enjoy it, and you're going to do some of your best work. Okay, so your development's going to be high. Second, if you can identify this, then you have the ability to communicate to others where you do some of your best work. And if you're looking for a job or other things, like this can be a pillar of a personal brand, as you communicate, like, this is where I really excel in amazing things. And if you can communicate that really effectively and they resonate with that and they need that, they're going to be like, yeah, this is the kind of person that we want, right? And that's if you're looking for a job or if you're a business owner and you're looking for clients, whatever that is, right? So let's go to you, okay, Ramsey? Let's go both angles here. So number one, flow. What is it that you do? What is the environment like? What's the situation when you can reflect back, and it can be work or non-work related, any area of your life, where you feel like, hey, this is me in flow?
I'm struggling with that question.
Okay.
Ever since ever since I've moved into sales and ever since I've had three kids,
Mm-hmm.
it's been very difficult to get into a flow.
Okay.
Um, if if I the closest I've gotten to a flow is thinking about things, I guess. Thinking about and writing down,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, not just thinking in the ether,
Sure.
but thinking about like, processes for sales engineers or how we can do things better in a demo or a discovery. Um, these tend to put me as close to a flow as possible in this current life that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I guess that is the question.
Yeah.
That is the answer that I have right
Yeah.
now.
Interesting. So, you talk about the challenges since you've been in sales and since you've had kids. What about before that? Think back before. Were there times that you felt like you were in flow?
Yeah, I mean, if I were to work on a demo
Hmm.
or learn something, I could. And the reason I don't have as much flow right now is the constant
Mm-hmm.
interruptions. Sales is kind of an interruption based role
Sure.
where if it's not the customer, it's your boss. If it's not your boss, it's your SE. If it's your
Mm-hmm.
there's a million. Uh, if it's not the SE and you work from home, it's the kids or the wife or something. Before that, it would be just again working on perfecting a demo, working on coming up with questions for discovery calls. I don't know if that's the area you want me to go
No, that's
into or
totally
not.
cool. So, does that get you in a state like, hey, I'm enjoying this. Like I feel like I'm creating.
I'm
I'm
excited.
super. You're fully present. You're super focused. Yeah, you're excited, right? Like that gets
I'm excited about what's
okay.
coming. What's about what I'm creating.
Yeah, exactly. So that could absolutely be a flow state. And you talk about some of the challenges there, like constant interruptions, right? I imagine the times when you feel like you're really in it is when you, for whatever reason, you're able to close off some of those interruptions. Like the family,
Yeah,
the kids aren't around and interrupting you for that time, right?
yeah.
And it's not to say, you you stay away from the
No,
family. Like that's good too. I've got kids as well,
you got
and
more kids.
you're able to shut off notifications, or your boss isn't bugging you at that time, and you're really able to be present in that moment, right? So it's
Yeah,
partially what
yeah,
you're doing, but also the environment that you curate while you're doing it. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
And I imagine sometimes that when you're delivering demos and when you're in conversations, I can imagine that you get in a state of flow some of those times too, where you're just like really present with the people that you're talking to. You're able to really connect and on what their needs are, ask those great questions, and utilize some of those discovery things that you're able to do.
Now that you say that, when I'm interacting with
Mm-hmm.
people, is the only time I don't have interruption
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because they are my
Yeah.
priority.
Exactly. So
So
I
yeah,
bet that's some of your highest states of flow
I never thought
when you're
about.
really
I
present
never
with
thought about.
people.
So I never thought about being in a state of flow with other
Oh,
people.
totally.
I always
Yeah.
thought about being in a state of flow, like on your own, sitting in front of your computer and
No,
just
flow
working.
does not have to be an isolated experience. In fact, very often it's a connected experience with other people.
So this is kind of a flow,
Yeah, totally. If like we are
and
really
what we're doing.
present with
So
each
again,
other, having fun, having this
yeah,
conversation, and just really connected with each other, this could absolutely be a state of flow right now. Like I'm not looking at the
yeah,
clock.
okay.
I'm
So
just we're just having this really fun conversation.
see, that's why I like doing exercises with you. Um, yeah, I think where I get into the most flow, like today, I had an hour lunch or 2 hour lunch with a customer that went by like that, and we were laughing, we were
Totally.
connecting,
Exactly.
and being an introvert, that's the weird thing to say.
Yeah.